restoring and making it look really awesome the way I wanted it, put in, my famous 4-track deck. That's before 8 tracks, right?
Oh, Lord, I didn't even know about them.
Yeah. Well, I went and saved up to get a 4-track deck, which always seemed to jam up. But anyway, I would, some girl would call up and she goes, "Hey, Gary, I really like you. Let's go to a movie." And I would think, "Hey, yeah, that's cool." Then I started thinking, "Ooh, I need a Holly carburetor." Or I would say to myself, "Oh, no, I need this for my car." And then I would say to the girl, "I'm sorry, I really can't." Because, I'll be honest with you. I mean, the Holly carburetor was, a lot more important than going out on a date. And if I went on the date, I wouldn't have enough money, to buy my carburetor. So the dates were more. And I remember one time at a drive-in movie theater, okay, before the movie started, I opened up the hood. Okay, and I'm just looking at my new carburetor. I had a chrome-plated a Holly carburetor. It was all chrome-plated. It looked so sexy.
Is this the hood on the car that you're opening?
I opened the hood of the car. Yes, not the other hood. And my date comes out, and she tries to cuddle next to me. And she goes, "What are you looking at?" And I said, "I'm looking at my chrome-plated carburetor." And she goes, "Is that why you wouldn't go out with me the week before and the week before and the week before?" I go, "Yeah." Is that carburetor more important to me than...
Yeah.
Yeah? If you had your choice of me being your girlfriend or you buying something for your car, what would you choose? I said, "I'd buy something for my car." You think I'm crazy?
She really liked to punish herself with your answers, I think.
No, so I close the hood. The movie starts. She goes, "Well, you can take me home now." I don't care. I can go home.
On the way home, you should say, "Hey, hear that? Listen, that's my chrome carburetor purring away as we're going along."
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, what can I say? So, what I'm trying to say is sex isn't the most important thing in a human being. Now, for some people, it is, okay? Evidently, for this duck, it's certainly going to affect his sex life.
Yeah, that poor guy there, he's going to walk crooked and like a duck. He's going to be, it's going to affect him probably emotionally. I mean, maybe he's older, and maybe sex isn't his big thing. Well, of course,
I don't think so. Not the way he was going at it with all the other, female.
Yeah. You kind of build him up like the porn star of ducks. So he's probably bumming out for sure.
Wow, what is the wacky news coming to when they talk about removing a penis off of a duck because the duck was too aggressive with other female ducks? I mean, come on. This is getting, and this is from the Mirror, out of the UK. It's true, right?
Well, yeah, if it comes from that, or if it's off of Facebook, it's automatically true.
We know that. Yes, we know that.
It's automatically true. It's in the bank.
Yes.
But I didn't realize, you just said something there that really horrified me. They did this because he was too sexual. They didn't do it because he had a disease or he broke it or anything. It was just because they thought he was too active.
You know how hard it is to break a penis? Well, you're the one that mentioned broke it, but you realize you can break your penis doesn't have any bones in it.
I know, but listen, you can break them.
You can break the blood vessels that feed your penis, and then they call you Stumpy for the rest of your life.
Oh my God!
No, but they do got a cure for it. You can go to the urologist, and they can put a little connector there. And then they can implant this thing with an airbag. And you just pump it up.
So I got to go to myologist.
Urologist, yes.
No, what about myologist?
I don't know about urologist. I'm saying urologist. Yeah, hey, you got any specials on the pumper-uppers?
Yeah, the pumper-uppers.
I don't know.
You got the 3 pump style or the 5? Oh, my goodness.
Well, I'd rather have the 3 because I'm impatient. By the time I pump it up the fifth time, I already have, and I'm already done for the night.
Oh boy, at least you don't have carpal tunnel yet. That's a bright side. I guess.
No, I just can't walk. How's that? Hey,
yeah, that sucks. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm getting braver where I can stand.
Yeah, and you'll get there as long as you don't take any more falls. It listen, it all takes time. You're on your own schedule. There's nobody putting a firecracker in your
my
butt.
wife is. But you know what? I was up for the last fall. I could actually get in from my bedroom into the kitchen, sneak my bowl of butter pecan ice cream, and sneak back without anybody. Well, they probably noticed it. They could hear the front wheels rolling. But, I tell you what, I'm getting stronger, better every day. Emotionally, I'm stronger. I got heck of a strong arm muscles like I did 20 years ago. And my leg muscles are huge. I just now, with I have the doctor coming here on Thursday, and I had a long talk with him, and he said, that you really can't walk, regardless what you hear and read and see on YouTube. People claiming when you tear that ligament, you can walk. He said the odds of walking are so slim that you simply can't. That's what he said.
Hard.
He said
it's
even
hard.
if you build up muscles around it, people are lying when they say, "Oh, I tore my AL, whatever it is,
ACL."
Yeah, ACL. I developed my muscles around it. I'm walking fine. I'm not all this stuff. I'm going up and down stairs. Well, I asked my doctor about it. He goes, maybe if you were 20 years old. But he said, even with that, he says, you're going to tear up your joints in your kneecap, in your knee, really fast and do major damage. Hey.
Well, yeah, I was going to say what happens is when you got that ligaments tore, your other body parts are making up for the lack of it working, like he's mentioning, your joints and your muscles. But you can only do so much. I get it. I've had ACL problems and stuff, so it's no joke. And I think you mentioned too, sometimes your knee will bend and it won't straighten out.
No. I mean, or you go to bed and you put your legs straight out and get into bed. Next thing you know, it's like curled up by itself. Like that. What I have noticed that when I do stand up, I got to be really careful, because if I just twist my leg a little bit, it like pops out and then it collapses.
Yes, I have that same problem. But even today, I could be, if I just move at a certain angle, it want to pop right out on me. And the pain, oh Lord, the pain is bad. And I get what you're talking about, and it's a tough thing because your ligaments and tendons are like rubber bands. So imagine a rubber band. If it doesn't have a lot of tension on it, and that's why your leg is bending, or it doesn't bend one way, because it's like a rubber band. And just like a rubber band, if it's got too much tension or not enough tension, it will pull your leg in or out. And that's what's going on with you. And again, you're just going to, hopefully you can do the best you can with it. I do know this much. You've come a long way since where you were in a dark place back in June or July there last year.
Well, I tell you what, laying in bed for about 6 weeks, I tell you, people don't realize if you're bedridden, and I was, because I sprained my ankle, I sprained my foot, I tore that AL, whatever it is, I tore that, severed it actually, and then I sprained my lower back, my upper back, and the what do you call that? The nerve that runs across the lower part of your back, the sciatica nerve. Man, for a month and a half, it felt like somebody was putting 115 volts in my body, in the lower back, every so often, and turning the light switch on. That's how bad it would hurt. And it was like the most horrible thing I ever went through. And, now, I mean, the only problem I have is my knee is stiff. There are some days I can actually stand, and I go into the shower, and I feel, oh, man, I'm going to be able to walk. I take 1 or 2 steps, and, if I don't have something in front of me, I would go down. But I plan to take care of that here coming up in the next month and a half, one way or the other. It's just, I have to make that decision. But emotionally, I'm probably a lot stronger now than I ever was, because I'm focused now. Yeah, I sat there in bed for that 6 weeks, And you know what? You go through a deep depression at one point. Because, I mean, think about this. Your mind is still fine. So everything in your head is fine. But then you can't walk, you can't sit up, you can't do anything because the pain is so horrible. And, you go through depressions like you wouldn't believe.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, from everything, I'm not even going to talk about it. But it's scary. And then one day I woke up, the depression was gone, and I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to focus everything on my show. And that's what I've been doing. And I think it's getting better all the time. I mean, we certainly got great guests every night. Well, almost a great guest every night. But we have two. So we always have one good guest, okay? I can say that. Occasionally we will get a stinker on. But that's normal.
Yeah, well, and again, our stinkers could be somebody else's good guest. So even our stinkers aren't that bad. And again, yeah, you can see the results. You've channeled your focus. You rose up against this stuff. And I've always said people are their own worst enemies, especially in your mind. If you're stuck somewhere and you've got to change, your life has changed because you're not used to doing those things. It's tough challenges, but you rose up above it. You refocused your energy and on your show, and you can see the results of it. You've got great guests, great show, and the future looks bright.
At least I haven't had anybody snoring on my show.
Oh, Lord.
Or I remember when I used to carry a couple other people's shows, that one of them was interviewing the guests, and the guest decided, instead of excusing himself or waiting for a break, this was not my show. It was somebody I hosted. They had their own show on my network at that time. Their guest decided to go into the bathroom and relieve themselves while they had the cell phone in their hand while they were doing it. And you could hear the twinkle, twinkle of the water and the flush. And I mean, thank God I have never had anything like that happen.
No, thank God. I mean, the only thing you have sometimes is some people, I don't know if it's the implants or powers that be, somewhere doesn't want certain words or certain topics talked about. You get this interference that come across every time at a certain point with different phones even. But other than that, you've had no tinkles going on.
Now, I got a cure for Karen Banks, who's like our old-time listener on our show from the beginning. If you need to get well and you're still feeling sick, go get a can of sardines. Get yourself some garlic bread. Put your sardines on your garlic bread. Now, on the other side of your garlic bread, you put peanut butter.
Oh, Lord. And
strawberry jam. And then you eat the sardines, the peanut butter, and the strawberry jam with garlic bread. And you're going to get so sick after eating that sandwich, you won't even think about the problem you were just having.
I bet. Jeez. I got a little woozy just listening to it, not to mention you putting it together.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, guess what? After the news, Tom Taylor is going to come on and talk about cryptids, monsters, dinosaurs, werewolves, all that stuff here on Night Dreams Talk Radio After Dark. So anyway, James will be back on the top of the hour giving the news, earth changes. So everybody just kind of go get a cup of Java, cup of tea, sit back next to the fireplace, take a cozy blanket and kind of cover up and get ready to go for a real ride in the paranormal on Night Dreams Talk Radio with me, Gary.
I'm trawling for honor in this shadow. Borealis starlit crown arches over the Puget Sound. Berenice's hair drapes the horizon. There is my lucky star tonight, the seventh sister of the play.